Right, 1757, good luck. So we've not played before, there's no head-to-head score there. 1,000 games for my opponent, very good and very consistent ratings there. Okay, let's just go d4. Let's go g3. So in the spirit of the Reti, just developing castle. Okay, well that gives me a tempo chasing the bishop back. Do I want to do that? Actually, I'm just going to castle straight away. Now I'm going to come up and see if he pushes up. Just line up a potential to push. Let's come back though. Okay, let's go e3. A little bit of a bogged position, but I can always take and develop, I guess. So take, up. Don't quite like the look of that. I'm going to play a4 to try and chase the knight. Okay, let's drop back and maybe b3. Okay, let's hit that knight. Now, do I bother to push? Again, do I take, up? Don't like the look of that. I really want to play e4 at some point. I don't quite see how though. So I'm just going to develop the bishop. Hope I'm not blundering something here. I might be. If takes, I'm probably going with the c pawn, but I could go with the e pawn. Hope chooses to push, so am I blundering now? Here. Hold on, maybe I've got bishop up, because my bishop's really not doing anything here. So up. If you take, I take the bishop. If you take, knight takes. So if you take, I'd have to take with a rook. If you take, I've got to take with a rook, not the knight, to still guard the pawn for when you take here, I think. Right, so let's take with a rook. So if you take, I can still take, and we still double guard the pawn, at least for one move. I might have blundered though. If you take now, I'll gladly trade a rook and pawn for 2 pieces, but if you can fix my pawn somehow and then triple stacking it, it might be lost. Oh, that allows me to push though. So push, knight down. Yeah, I guess we just push. Now where does the rook want to go? I'm just going to drop back 1, I think. It's a bit dangerous though if the bishop gets in. But I do have knight up to charge this knight immediately, and then I need to do something about my backward pawn there. The opponent's done pretty well here, haven't they? Knight in could be a very annoying move, but at least this square's double covered, so I think I can still develop and then aim to get forward. There is a pawn here as well, of course, but not really a big priority right now. So if I take, am I getting trapped is a question. Take, rook across, takes, rook across. My queen might not be able to actually escape, so I'm just not going to do that. Let's charge these knights straight away. Oh, it's the 4. Right, so the bishop's come down. So have I got a move like bishop down here? If you take, I take, but you still attack my queen, right? So if I take, you go here, that's bad. So what about just simply dropping back? I'm going to drop back. Then I think I do have a move like bishop down. Yeah, I'm not playing my openings too well, am I? Getting into a slightly not brilliant positions. This pawn could really be a big problem if I can't find a way to get it forward and traded or forward and protected. I guess that's a safe pre-move though. If knight takes, I'm going to take. Like I say, bishop f1 might be a move. The queen comes down, targeting the pawn. So what about down now? Lose a knight, gain a bishop. Lose a bishop, gain a knight. Pawn is still a problem. So can I risk e4 now, actually? I don't see why, actually. It might collapse the whole center, but it's attacking at least. Bishop down, take, take. Well, I guess I don't have to take, I could go here. It feels like I'm still alright if I do that. So pawn up. If knight takes, I can grab a pawn. You take back, then I take. Feels too dangerous, doesn't it? I'm just going to drop the bishop back. I'm burning too much time on the clock. If takes, I'll probably take the bishop, but I could just take the knight. But I've really got to do something about this pawn. Oh, he's gone across, okay. I'm actually looking at a move like knight across now. Trade, 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 rook across. It's a bit passive. I could play queen over. Yeah, I'm just going to trade. I'm looking at queen across to target the pawn. But if you take, my rook hangs. So what about the rook across? Let's play rook across. If you take, we can trade, but I'm grabbing a pawn. If I could swap one for the other, then I've got rid of my backward pawn. So now what about rook up here? If you take, I take, you take, I take. That looks fine. This rook can come up as well. If you take, I just take back. So rook up, take, take, take. It's the same thing. I like the idea of this rook up. Just hope I'm not blundering. And then I've got the potential to try and push, but right now it feels like a mistake. But I might be able to double up here and pressure these pawns. Might. Not sure I can. So here, take, take. That feels like it's good for my opponent. Although I don't see why I can't maybe triple defend this. 3 defend it, 2 attack. Get the queen out of the way. I'm pressuring the pawn. So now there's suddenly pressure on the pawn. 2 attack it, 1 defend. But I am a bit stuck, aren't I? Mind you, that queen's not doing much either. What about rook up here now? Let's play a rook up. If you take, I can maybe go with the pawn. I think this is fine. I might be wrong, but I think it is. Then try and put the king forward a little. I'm nearly 2 minutes down on the clock, though. Obviously, it's a bit more symmetrical now. Oh, now surely rook across. Ah, rook across allows rook down. So pawn up, no good. I'm going to play king up. Just rook across. So very passive for now. So I'm going to try and work on this side. And I should have maybe played e4. Yeah, I've gone too negative here. Now, have I got queen across here? Then rook over. Does that just collapse my position? Maybe. I'm going to try something like this, I think. So let's fix that. Queen down. Ooh. Isn't that just losing a pawn? I think he's moved too quickly there. I think I can just grab a pawn. There's no queen or rook check. So if I take, if you take, we trade off, I grab another pawn. I think I'm okay to take. But maybe if you take, I can just ignore. I mean, I can check here. Can I triangulate? Check. Here. Check. Wins on the spot. So check. Here. You're hanging on, so if you go back. Check. I mean, I can take, check. But you do have a 2-on-1. But it's still a pawn, isn't it? Check. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take. Now, can I check and grab this pawn? I don't quite see how just yet, but I'm going to check. I want to check and then check and collect. Well, now maybe this if he has to step forward. Just feels like he's going slightly wrong, but he might be fine. But I think I can collect now. Well, see, this is going to be loose. He'll get checks in. So let's take... Oh, what if I go here, here, up? Now let's just sidestep for one move. So now if I push... I'm going to step forward there because the queen guards. Hold on, I can push my pawn here. That's a nasty pin you can't take, and I'm holding my king. It's whether you can grab this and repeat. If I can check and get the queen off though, it's over. He can't afford the queen to trade there. It's whether he can find a way to repeat. Oh, he's blundered it. He's blundered it. Okay, we get the win.